Well, hello, goody people! Today I come to you with a manga review of Area D, chapters 86 and 87. Wow. Wow. These chapters were amazing and just so good, so great. I like that we delve into Saturu more. Like we dived into him like last chapter, and we dived into him like these other two more chapters, and we just get to see more character progression and awesomeness from him. And I'm just like, oh shit! I mean, like, I love this because I love seeing character progression, especially for a character that we haven't seen in a long ass time. Because it's true, like for Christ's sake, like so many chapters have been coming out, but the events that are taking place in the actual timeline of the manga itself are like I feel like it's been like 20 chapters or so, or maybe a little bit more, I'm not quite 100% certain, that have already passed since Satoru and the others got captured and then released. But then I'm like, the fuck? Because like they emphasize on this chapter that it was only a day had passed since they captured and released. Well, not since they captured, since they released them from their capture. And I'm like, what the fuck? I completely forgot, or I hadn't realized the timeline, just how wonky it was all over the place. Like, it makes sense, but it's just the whole aspect of, or the whole thing about like so many chapters far back this happened, and in the universe of this, it only took like a day. So that's the part that just has me like, the fuck. But yeah, this chapter is really good, like super great. Like, oh, not this chapter, these chapters, because we don't just have Satoru character progression, we have Tatara character progression. Which, really quick, I want to retract my previous statement in my last review of Area D about me saying that Tatara I knew he was gonna be the villain turned hero, but I felt like he was gonna be the guy like I like that, but maybe with him I don't feel it. But this chapter, chapter 86 made me change my mind completely, because I was like, wow, Tatara, you're not that much of a dick anymore. You're actually pretty good. You're cool, and it just made me go, wow, like this character's out pretty cool and awesome. But the chapter, even though it made him badass and kinda in a way make up for all the bad shit that he did in the past, the chapter hinted at him being killed, which I'm pretty sure he's not dead, because that's an off-screen death, which are never good, and a lot of times, like the character actually lives through it. But considering the opponent he was facing was nicknamed Beheader, or not nicknamed Beheader, was specialized in assassination with beheading people. Well, that definitely makes you go like, yeah, there's a large possibility, like he's pretty fucking dead. But we don't know, so we're gonna have to wait like a bunch of chapters afterwards to see if Tatara really actually died or not. I hope not, because I was just warming up to the guy. Last chapter I was like, he's not that bad, but still don't like him. This chapter, oh yeah, he's pretty good. I love him again. I like him like super much like right now. But yeah, that happened, and and then Satoru is cornered by the urbanization, whatever. I can't pronounce the correct. I forgot how to pronounce it. Urbanization group. He's cornered by them, and the guy who was fighting Tatara caught up to him, and then then Satoru just goes like, there's no way I can prepare myself for death after Tatara, risked his life to give me a head start. I'm not preparing myself to die. I'm preparing myself to, well, not preparing myself, I can't remember. Like, he definitely said, like, I'm gonna survive this. That's what I'm gonna do. Oh. And he went badass mode immediately. I was like, he was crying with tears and everything about the whole aspect of like Tatara dying and everything. But even with those fucking tears, which made him look like a little bit like, oh god, dude, just stop with the waterworks, like the wimpiness and everything. He's got badassery in him. Like, oh, he steps in, he goes through, he he pretty much evades the beheader guy, and then goes and then uh, goes through him, like dodges and goes through him, and then you grabs a wall, uses his watchmaker ability, and deassembles the whole fucking thing. The pillars, the thing, the roof coming down on them. I was like, oh shit, that's badass. Okay, really quick, something that I want to talk about right now. What happens afterwards? Like after that scene takes place, then we have then apparently Rio rescued or saved him just at the last moment because the roof was also gonna. It seemed to have almost come was gonna come down on Satoru himself, and then she saved him, and then she brought him to Kasaragi, so he could help him. But like really quick, like I was reading this right now, and I felt like there was a page missing or something was out of place. I don't know really well because like that just it just jumped. Like maybe I was reading the site that I was reading at just lost a page or something. I'm not certain, but whatever. But yeah, that happens, and we end up the chapter with that. I mean, that chapter. We end up chapter 86 with that, and then we have chapter 87, which oh shit, that's good chapter, super good chapter. We have so much progression from Satoru, and it was good, and it felt really great, and it gave me a little bit of Tokyo Ghoul feels because of the whole thing with Kaneki and him really his realization of a ghoul. But this is a lot more lighthearted, not dark-ish. So there's that difference to it. But it did give me that like oh yeah, this reminds me of this, like that's cool. Uh, but yeah, since few chapters since like no few chapters like yeah a couple chapters ago, the sculptor died. We can't Gene can copy his ability, and he's now stuck in the floor and everything. He's screwed. So basically, and also he can't save the hostages that were trapped in the walls and everything. But luckily, Satoru is there, and he can use his ability to deassemble the molecular components surrounding uh, the walls or whatever object the hostages are trapped in, and because and Gene himself, right now at the moment, I can't remember if it was the structure or the body itself, and somehow he put it back together later. Or it's like, it was a bit complicated because he was touching his body, not the floor or anything. So it was like he's disassembling the whole entire body structure, organs and everything, and bones and all that stuff from Kasaragi's body, from what I can tell. But it's like he's like whole, like his body is whole. So it just made me go like, I'm a bit confused. Like I understand it, but at the same time, I'm still confused about it. But yeah, he struggles with the whole thing because he's always struggled with his ability being something that's destructive and never good, or never does anything good for him. Always destroying himself and wreaking havoc and just causing him sadness and just and utter guilt and all that stuff. But this time he actually has an opportunity and a chance to do something good with his ability. Other than just fight back and like protect his friends, he can actually save lives with his ability, which is something extremely great for this character because he needs something like that after all the trouble that his ability has caused him. Something he finally sees the potential that his ability has. But really quick, I want to say like I really want this character to get a power up like with his other hand that he can reassemble things back together. Like I would love that. Like he has the ability to destroy stuff. Deassemble the components, but reassembling them together would be great, or assembling them to begin with. I would love for him to have that ability sometime in the given future because it's not that far off. It's pretty much the same ability, just different effect and everything. But yeah, that happens. Like wow, like so good. And real quick, let me touch on it really quick. Satoru saves Jean. Man, that was such an intense scene. Like so good. Like you're not. Guess like he goes, "You're not taking your head off me. You're finishing this." That was really intense and cool. But yeah, I want to touch on the scene with Al really quick. But before that, basically, Kazaragi gets saved or gets removed from the structure that he's in by Satoru and everything. That was a cool scene. And then we have the scene with Al where one of his subordinates is reporting as to the fact that now all the hostages that were imprisoned in the walls and everything by the sculptor are all getting freed, and he is vividly pissed. He asked him, "What did you say? The people are hostages are being saved?" And then he said he slashes and destroys his own subordinate out of fear and pure anger and just like bitter, just hatred at the moment. Like just like he's ticked off and pissed as hell. And then he was like, "What did you say?" After just slicing the guy into a bit. And it's like, wow, they really. This is cool because we haven't seen Owl pissed like ever. I think it's nice seeing this character pissed because it also shows that the characters are doing something uh fudge the word I'm looking for, to mess with his plans. And there's like this time they got you, but motherfucker, they got you. You don't got them. They got you. So yeah, that was cool. Man, these were good chapters. Like I would score this straight like 9. Both chapters like together, that is like a 9. If I were to do it separately, I'd score it a little bit different, I guess. But like both chapters, like they read them back to back and they came out pretty much back to back. I'm gonna review it together and like I did, and I'm gonna score them a 9. They were good, super good. So I guess with that said, I'll see you soon. Putting something new. Yay!